In his experiences and opinions, Joe Rogan has shown us a lot of wisdom about growth, self-discipline, and facing challenges, and the following examples to demonstrate. Self-discipline planning. Joe Rogan knows the importance of self-discipline and planning. Just as he advises people to develop a fitness plan, he himself sticks to it when pursuing a particular skill. For example, in his study of jiu-jitsu, he made a detailed training plan for himself, stipulating that there must be a fixed number of days a week to train jiu-jitsu, and each training has a clear goal, such as how many times to practice specific surrender skills. At first, it wasn't easy for him to master these skills, but he stuck to the plan. Even if one day the work is busy and the body is tired, he does not give up training. Over time, he has made significant progress in the field of jiu-jitsu, from being unfamiliar with the techniques at the beginning to being able to skillfully use various moves. It's the same way he encourages people to work out on the treadmill and gradually increase the mileage, by creating and sticking to a plan, constantly pushing their comfort zone to achieve self-improvement. However, many people do not have a clear plan when exercising or learning new skills, choose projects that will when exercising, and have no fixed time and goals when learning, which makes it difficult to achieve obvious results. Interest-driven, shows self-discipline. Joe Rogan's own experience illustrates the difference between self-discipline and focus. As a child, he was not a traditional self-disciplined child. He did not clean his room on time or do his homework carefully. But when he got into martial arts, it was a different story. He had a passion for martial arts and became obsessed with it almost immediately. He spends a lot of time practicing martial arts every day, taking the initiative to study various martial arts skills, and does not need others to urge him. It wasn't because he suddenly became disciplined, it was driven by interest. Just like the man he mentioned who loves golf, because he loves golf, he takes the initiative to practice every day and eventually becomes a professional golfer. This shows that people show great self-discipline and motivation when it comes to things they are interested in, while it is difficult to be positive about things they are not interested in. A lot of people think they lack self-discipline, but they probably just haven't found what they're really passionate about. Challenge, gain satisfaction. Joe Rogan experienced the satisfaction of taking the initiative to challenge difficulties when he tried to run a trail. Once, he planned to go on a long trail run with steep hills along the route, which was very difficult to run. Halfway through the race, he felt weak, his legs were heavy as lead, and his heart was struggling to give up. But he remembered his plan and goal for the trail run and stuck to it. When he finally finished the trail run, he felt a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. He realized that by overcoming these seemingly insurmountable challenges, he not only gained physical strength, but also mental toughness. This is the same reason he said that children gain confidence and satisfaction in hard work and success by participating in sports. In life, many people miss out on this opportunity for growth and fulfillment because they are afraid to try new challenges. Embrace failure and learn from it. Joe Rogan has experienced many setbacks and failures in his career. For example, in the early days of his hosting, because of his unique style, not everyone accepted him, and even suffered a lot of criticism. But instead of letting those failures define him, he sees them as lessons for growth. He analyzed his own shortcomings in the hosting process and thought about how to improve. He learned from these failures, adjusted his hosting style and content, and eventually gained recognition and affection from a wider audience. This is just as he said, people should not deny themselves because of failure, but learn from the experience of failure to avoid making mistakes again. However, some people, when faced with failure, remain depressed, fall into self-doubt, and are unwilling to reflect and improve, so that they are unable to come out of failure and grow. Build stamina and resist distractions. Joe Rogan has always emphasized the importance of building stamina and resisting distractions, and he practices this in his own life. He will deliberately reduce the use of mobile phone time to avoid being disturbed by various messages. Once, when he was writing an article about his experience, his phone kept getting notifications. In the past, he might have been tempted to check his phone, but this time he decided to focus on writing. He puts his phone away and concentrates on the structure and content of his essay. Although the feeling of being distracted by his phone made him irritable at first, he persevered. As he got into the writing mode, he found himself able to think deeply and write a lot of valuable content. It's like Jocko Willink getting up at 4:30 a.m. every day to exercise, by developing self-discipline and endurance, resisting outside distractions and temptations, and focusing on his goals. In real life, many people are always easily distracted by mobile phones, social media, etc., and cannot focus on one thing, resulting in low efficiency and difficult to achieve their goals.